Right, we're going to have a look at those East Gwillimbury year-over-year numbers today. So like my other videos, we'll have a look at the most current month, June 23. We'll backtrack to June 22. And then we'll also have a look at May 23 just to see how the market's progressing this year. So we'll start with the number of sales. So again, East Gwillimbury is comprised basically of four towns. You have Holland Landing, Sharon, Queensville, and Mount Albert. Number of sales are across all home types, so they include condos and semis and towns and links and detached and everything. So 36 sales a year ago in June 22, 78 sales in May 23, and currently trending at 59. So in June 2023, we did see a decline in the number of sales that were happening, and that's pretty much across the GTA, actually. Average sale price across all home types, $1,245,000 in June 22, $1,387,000 in May of 23, and I'm going to move my head. $1,422,000 is your average sale price across all home types in East Gwillimbury for June 23. So again, we are seeing that the prices have started to pick up again. You know, we don't have a crystal ball for what's going to happen going forward, but you know, so far, you know, the two interest rate increases haven't had as big of effect as I think, you know, many people thought they would. The SNLR stands for sales to new listings ratio. This is how we determine whether it's a buyer's market, whether it's a seller's market. So basically, June 22, we have a 40% SNLR, which tells us that 40% of the houses that came on the market sold. In May of 23, we had 59.1% of the houses that came on the market sold. Currently trending for June, 45.7% of the houses that came on the market in June 23 sold. Months of inventory remaining. How it actually works is it tells us that if no other homes came on the market after today at the current rate of buying or current rate of consumption, how long would it take to deplete the inventory? So a year ago, 3.2 months of inventory, which, you know, isn't the most I've seen. I mean, if we look back into that late 2017, 2018 market in East Gwillimbury, we were probably 6 to 8 months of inventory. So 3.2 is more what I would point to a balance market as opposed to you know, being an overly stuffed market in terms of inventory. May 23 inventory levels getting real low at 1.3, currently trending at 2 months of inventory. So again, 2 months of inventory, not a lot of inventory, but if you've been a buyer out there that's maybe gone through a couple of the market changes and shifts, you know, there should be something out there for you to look at right now. The sale price to list price ratio, home selling at 99% of asking a year ago, 103.9 in May 23. I'm going to move myself here, and currently trending at 105.5. Now, I've said this in other videos, the sale price to list price ratio, please take that with a grain of salt. It is something that is really overstated right now because there are so many houses where they're priced at $999 and they're selling at 1.2. And I still have people, it amazes me, and I don't mean this as a slight to anybody, but it amazes me that people haven't kind of caught on. They go, wow, I can't believe all these houses that are selling over asking. They're not actually selling over asking. I mean, technically, I know they did, but what ends up happening is when you price a house at $999, but you know it's worth 1.2, of course it's going to sell at 1.2. So the house is really just selling for what it should have been listed for to begin with. Right. But it is a strategy that's working because it gets more eyes. More eyes means more showings means more potential offers means higher price. And so that's why we're seeing that strategy. And that's what's honestly really confusing in the market for a lot of people right now. Days on market to get a home sold, we had 18 a year ago, 14 in May 23, currently trending. See if I can bend myself here. 13 days on the market. So again, 2 weeks on the market, not a lot of time. Now, I will say this days on market counter does not count if the house had been listed 5 or 6 times before. It only shows what it took to get it sold under the current listing. So there may be, you know, some longer history on that house that you're not necessarily being reflected in those numbers. So I hope you found this information helpful. If I can, you know, extrapolate how this might translate to your East Gwillimbury home, if you're thinking about making a change this year, I would love to connect.